The allure of the supernatural. Exploring haunted legends, there is an undeniable fascination with the supernatural that transcends cultures, eras, and individual beliefs. From ancient folklore to modern-day ghost stories, humanity has long been captivated by the mysterious and unexplained. This enduring allure stems from our innate curiosity about what lies beyond the veil of the known world, a curiosity fueled by both fear and wonder. Whether it's the thrill of encountering the unknown or the comfort of connecting with remnants of the past, haunted places hold a unique power to evoke emotions, spark imagination, and challenge our understanding of reality. Among the countless locations steeped in spectral lore, few are as rich in history and haunting tales as America's national parks. These vast expanses of wilderness, celebrated for their breathtaking beauty and ecological significance, also harbor dark secrets and chilling legends that have intrigued locals and tourists alike for generations. From shadowy figures drifting through mist-laden forests to disembodied voices echoing across desolate canyons, these accounts paint a vivid picture of places where the boundary between the living and the dead feels perilously thin. Each sighting, sound, and sensation adds another layer to the mystique surrounding these legendary sites, inviting us to question whether these phenomena are mere figments of imagination or genuine glimpses into another realm. But why do we find such stories so compelling? Part of the answer lies in their ability to tap into universal themes of mortality, legacy, and the afterlife. Ghosts, whether real or imagined, represent fragments of the past that refuse to fade away. They remind us of the impermanence of life while simultaneously offering a tantalizing promise of continuity beyond death. In the case of America's most haunted national parks, the spirits said to haunt their trails and vistas are not faceless apparitions but echoes of individuals whose lives intersected with some of the nation's most iconic landscapes. Their presence transforms these protected spaces into something greater than themselves, living monuments to memory, emotion, and the timeless dance between light and shadow. In this article, we will delve deep into the haunted history of America's national parks, uncovering the chilling accounts and paranormal phenomena that have earned them reputations as some of the most haunted sites in the country. We'll trace the origins of their ghostly legends, examine the evidence supporting their supernatural claims, and hear first-hand accounts from those who have encountered the unexplainable within their storied confines. Along the way, we'll explore the psychological and cultural significance of haunting stories and how they continue to captivate audiences worldwide. So, grab your lantern and steel your nerves as we embark on a journey into the heart of darkness, a journey that will take us through the dimly lit corridors of nature's grand cathedrals, where the past lingers in the shadows and the spirits of those who came before refuse to rest. Whether you're a skeptic seeking rational explanations or a believer eager to embrace the supernatural, this exploration promises to leave you with a deeper understanding of why haunted places like America's national parks continue to haunt our collective imagination. A storied legacy. The history of America's most haunted national parks. To truly appreciate the haunted aura that envelopes America's most notorious national parks, one must first journey through their storied pasts, a history steeped in resilience, tragedy, and the indelible marks left by generations of explorers, settlers, indigenous peoples, and adventurers. These parks, celebrated for their natural splendor and ecological significance, are not merely pristine wildernesses. They are repositories of human experience, bearing witness to centuries of triumph, loss, and transformation. It is within this intricate tapestry of history that the seeds of their spectral legends were sown. Take, for instance, Yosemite National Park, a crown jewel of the American West and one of the earliest national parks established in 1890. Long before its designation as a protected area, Yosemite was home to the Ahwahneechee people, who revered the valley as sacred ground. Their oral traditions speak of spirits dwelling within the towering granite cliffs and cascading waterfalls, guardians of the land who could either protect or punish those who trespassed without respect. When European settlers arrived in the mid-19th century, they brought with them not only new technologies but also a wave of displacement and violence. Conflicts between miners, soldiers, and Native Americans left scars on the land, and perhaps on the souls who perished there. Tales of ghostly figures wandering among the sequoias or ethereal cries echoing through the misty valleys have persisted ever since, blending indigenous mythology with settler folklore. Similarly, Gettysburg National Military Park stands as a somber testament to the bloodshed of the Civil War. Known primarily as the site of one of the deadliest battles in American history, Gettysburg has become synonymous with hauntings. Over 3 days in July 1863, more than 50,000 soldiers lost their lives on its fields, leaving behind a legacy of sorrow and unfinished business. Visitors frequently report seeing phantom soldiers marching across open fields or hearing the distant boom of cannon fire. Some claim to encounter specific historical figures, such as General Robert E. Lee or Union soldier Amos Humiston, whose final moments were marked by acts of heroism and sacrifice. The sheer scale of death and destruction at Gettysburg has led many to believe that the park is a nexus of residual energy, where echoes of the past replay endlessly like a broken record. Further west, Yellowstone National Park, often referred to as America's Serengeti, conceals its own dark chapters beneath its geothermal wonders and abundant wildlife. Established in 1872 as the world's first national park, Yellowstone was once a contested frontier where Native American tribes clashed with encroaching settlers over hunting grounds and sacred territories. Stories abound of vengeful spirits haunting the park's thermal basins, where hot springs and geysers create otherworldly landscapes. One particularly chilling legend involves the Lady of the Lake, said to be the ghost of a young woman who drowned in Yellowstone Lake under mysterious circumstances. Her apparition is reportedly seen gliding across the water's surface, her mournful wails carried by the wind. Other tales describe shadowy figures lurking near Old Faithful, watching silently as steam erupts into the sky, an eerie reminder of those who dared to venture too close to nature's fury. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park, straddling the border between North Carolina and Tennessee, offers yet another chapter in America's haunted heritage. Once inhabited by the Cherokee Nation, the region witnessed forced removal during the Trail of Tears, leaving behind countless graves and untold suffering. Later, loggers and settlers carved out homesteads amidst the dense forests, only to abandon them when the park was established in 1934. Today, hikers report encountering ghostly lights flickering in the woods, believed to be the spirits of displaced families searching for their lost homes. Others speak of eerie encounters along the Appalachian Trail, where spectral figures clad in pioneer attire are said to guide, or mislead, travelers through the foggy peaks. Each of these parks, though distinct in geography and history, shares common threads that contribute to their haunted reputations. Tragedy, whether born of war, colonization, or environmental exploitation, casts long shadows over these landscapes. The interplay between human ambition and nature's raw power creates a palpable tension, one that resonates deeply with visitors. Moreover, the isolation inherent in these remote areas amplifies feelings of vulnerability, heightening awareness of anomalies that might otherwise go unnoticed. Together, these elements form a fertile ground for ghostly legends to take root and flourish. Architecturally and culturally, these parks serve as bridges between the tangible and intangible. Historic structures, such as ranger stations, lodges, and abandoned cabins, dot the terrain, providing physical anchors for spectral tales. Meanwhile, indigenous traditions and settler narratives intertwine, creating layered mythologies that reflect humanity's complex relationship with the land. For example, the ruins of old mining camps in Death Valley National Park whisper stories of greed and desperation, while the petroglyphs etched into canyon walls in Grand Canyon National Park hint at ancient rituals performed to appease unseen forces. Ultimately, the haunted history of America's national parks is inseparable from their identity as protected spaces. They are not just sanctuaries for wildlife and ecosystems, but also memorials to the human dramas that unfolded within their boundaries. These stories remind us that even in the wildest corners of the continent, the fingerprints of civilization remain visible, and sometimes audible. As we peel back the layers of their past, we uncover not only the events and figures that shaped their destinies but also the intangible threads of memory and emotion that bind us to places like these. For within their hallowed halls and sprawling vistas, the boundaries between the living and the dead blur, leaving behind echoes of a time when the land itself seemed alive with spirits. Unraveling the haunting legends of America's national parks. The haunted legends of America's national parks are as diverse as the landscapes themselves, each tale weaving a unique thread into the broader tapestry of the supernatural. These stories, steeped in mystery and intrigue, span centuries and encompass everything from shadowy apparitions to disembodied voices and eerie auditory phenomena. Among the most prominent of these legends are those surrounding specific ghostly figures, each with their own backstory and haunting modus operandi, as well as the unsettling sounds that echo through the park's vast terrains. One of the most frequently cited apparitions is that of the phantom hiker, a spectral figure reported in multiple national parks, including the Great Smoky Mountains and Shenandoah National Park. Descriptions of this enigmatic wanderer vary, but he is often depicted as a solitary man clad in tattered clothing, carrying a weathered backpack and walking stick. Witnesses recount seeing him materialize along remote trails, his silhouette illuminated briefly by moonlight before vanishing into the ether. Some believe the phantom hiker represents the restless spirit of a traveler who perished in the wilderness, forever doomed to roam the paths he once traversed. His appearances are typically accompanied by a sudden drop in temperature and the faint aroma of pine and earth, sensory cues that evoke the rugged beauty of the parks. Equally compelling is the legend of the Lady of the Lake in Yellowstone National Park. This spectral figure is said to haunt the shores of Yellowstone Lake, her ethereal form gliding silently across the water's surface. Descriptions of her vary, but she is often depicted as a young woman dressed in flowing white garments, her face obscured by a veil of mist. Patrons recount feeling an overwhelming sense of sorrow in her presence, compounded by the sensation of being watched. Her appearances are fleeting, often vanishing as quickly as she manifests, leaving behind only a lingering chill and the faint rustle of silk. Local lore suggests she may be the spirit of a jilted lover or grieving widow, forever trapped in a cycle of despair tied to some unresolved tragedy. Shadowy figures form another recurring motif in the haunting legends of America's national parks. Employees and visitors alike have reported seeing dark, amorphous shapes flitting across peripheral vision, disappearing upon closer inspection. These ephemeral forms are most commonly sighted in areas with dense vegetation or rocky outcrops, such as the forests of Acadia National Park or the canyons of Zion National Park. One ranger recounts a chilling encounter during a late-night patrol, when he felt an oppressive weight settle over him as he navigated a narrow trail. Turning around, he caught sight of a towering silhouette standing in the doorway of an abandoned cabin, its features indistinct yet unmistakably humanoid. Before he could react, the figure dissolved into the darkness, leaving him shaken and unable to explain what he had witnessed. Such sightings are often attributed to residual energy imprinted on the environment, though others speculate they may be manifestations of malevolent entities. Auditory phenomena add another layer of eeriness to the park's haunted reputation. Many patrons report hearing disembodied voices, footsteps, and even laughter echoing through empty trails and valleys. One particularly unsettling account comes from a group of campers in Yosemite National Park who claim to hear the sound of cannon fire reverberating through the valley late at night, despite no historical reenactments scheduled in the area. Others describe a low, guttural growl emanating from the depths of the forest, a sound that seems to reverberate through the very bones of the landscape. Such occurrences have led some to theorize that the spirits of long-deceased explorers and settlers may still be carrying out their routines, their restless energy manifesting in ways that defy comprehension. Perhaps the most enigmatic of all the haunting legends is the story of the ghost lights, reported in numerous national parks, including Big Bend and Death Valley. These mysterious orbs of light hover silently above the ground, often moving erratically before disappearing without a trace. Witnesses describe them as glowing spheres ranging in color from pale blue to fiery orange, their movements seemingly purposeful yet impossible to predict. Some interpret these lights as signs of intelligent entities attempting to communicate, while others attribute them to geological activity or atmospheric conditions. Regardless of their origin, the ghost lights remain one of the most captivating and elusive phenomena associated with America's haunted national parks. These haunting legends, steeped in both fact and folklore, contribute significantly to the mystique surrounding America's national parks. They transform these protected spaces from mere tourist destinations into living, breathing entities, places where the past refuses to remain buried. Whether viewed as residual energy imprinted on the environment, or active entities attempting to make contact, the spirits said to inhabit these parks serve as poignant reminders of the human stories that shaped their legacies. As we peel back the layers of these chilling tales, it becomes clear that these parks are not just haunted by ghosts. They are haunted by memory, emotion, and the indomitable spirit of those who came before. First-hand accounts of the supernatural in America's national parks. The spectral legends of America's national parks gain even greater depth and authenticity through the first-hand accounts of those who have encountered the unexplainable within their vast and varied terrains. These personal narratives, shared by park rangers, visitors, and paranormal investigators alike, offer intimate glimpses into the chilling encounters that defy rational explanation. Each story adds a unique thread to the tapestry of haunting experiences, painting a vivid portrait of places where the boundary between the living and the dead feels precariously thin. One of the most compelling accounts comes from Sarah Collins, a longtime ranger at Yosemite National Park. Sarah had always considered herself a skeptic when it came to ghost stories, dismissing them as products of overactive imaginations or environmental quirks. That changed one fateful evening in 2019, when she stayed late to conduct a routine check of the mist trail. Alone in the dimly lit canyon, she began organizing her gear near the base of Vernal Fall when she felt an inexplicable chill sweep through the air. Glancing up, she froze as she noticed a translucent figure standing near the edge of the waterfall. The apparition, resembling a man in period attire, stared directly at her before fading into the mist. Shaken but curious, Sarah approached the spot where the figure had stood, only to find a faint indentation on the rock, as if someone had been pacing in that exact location moments earlier. Though she has since come to terms with the experience, Sarah admits it forever altered her perspective on the supernatural. Equally haunting is the testimony of Mark Reynolds, a maintenance worker who has spent over a decade tending to the infrastructure of Yellowstone National Park. Mark recounts a particularly unnerving night shift in the Norris Geyser Basin, a space rarely visited due to its oppressive heat and sulfurous odors. Late one evening, as he performed routine checks, he began hearing faint whispers emanating from the steam vents. At first, he assumed it was the wind or the settling of the earth, but the voices grew clearer with each step. Straining to listen, he made out fragmented phrases like, "keep away," and "danger ahead." Suddenly, a loud hiss echoed through the basin, causing him to whirl around. To his astonishment, one of the geysers erupted unexpectedly, narrowly missing him. Mark insists the timing of the incident was too precise to be coincidence, believing the whispers served as a warning from whatever unseen force inhabits the space. Visitors to the parks have also contributed their share of spine-tingling stories. Emily Carter, a tourist from Ohio, recalls her family's visit during a guided tour of Gettysburg National Military Park in 2021. As the group entered the battlefield near Little Round Top, Emily felt an overwhelming sense of sadness wash over her. She tried to shake it off, attributing the sensation to the somber ambience of the historic site. However, as she walked along the trail, she noticed a young boy in tattered clothing standing at the edge of the woods. Thinking nothing of it, Emily followed the child into the forest, only to realize the rest of the group had vanished. Panicked, she retraced her steps, finding herself inexplicably back on the main path. When she asked the tour guide about the boy, she was met with confusion. The guide insisted no children were part of the tour group. Later research revealed that a young drummer boy had tragically died in the area during the Civil War, fueling speculation that his spirit occasionally wanders the battlefield. For paranormal investigators, America's national parks have proven to be fertile ground for capturing evidence of the supernatural. Dr. Laura Bennett, a psychologist specializing in parapsychology, led a team of researchers in 2020 to explore the haunted reputation of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. During their investigation, they set up motion-activated cameras in several key locations, including abandoned cabins and remote trails. One camera, positioned near a dilapidated homestead, captured footage of a shadowy figure moving deliberately between the trees. The figure paused briefly, seemingly interacting with one of the structures, before dissolving into the darkness. The inclusion of these tales elevates the visitor experience, adding layers of intrigue and emotional resonance that transcend typical recreational outings. Many guests leave with a renewed appreciation for the park's histories, viewing them not merely as backdrops for hiking and camping but as living, breathing entities imbued with memory and mystery. The impact of these haunting legends extends even further, influencing tourism trends and bolstering local economies. The park's reputations as some of the most haunted places in America attract paranormal enthusiasts, history buffs, and casual thrill seekers alike. Special events, such as ghost tours and Halloween-themed activities, draw large crowds and generate significant revenue for nearby businesses and communities. Local hotels, restaurants, and shops benefit from the influx of visitors eager to explore the haunted heritage of these iconic landscapes, creating a ripple effect that underscores the economic value of embracing the supernatural. Moreover, the park's haunted reputations amplify their visibility on social media platforms, where user-generated content, photos, videos, and personal anecdotes further spreads their mystique to a global audience. Beyond economics, the haunting stories also play a pivotal role in shaping public perception of the national parks. In an era dominated by mass tourism and standardized attractions, the park's embrace of their ghostly legends positions them as bastions of authenticity and individuality. Consumers increasingly gravitate toward brands and destinations that tell compelling stories, and the supernatural elements embedded in the park's narratives differentiate them from competitors in the crowded travel market. The haunting legends humanize the parks, grounding them in a sense of place and history that resonates deeply with visitors seeking meaningful connections. This emotional appeal translates into loyalty, as patrons associate the park's experiences with not just natural beauty but also the intangible magic of their haunted pasts. Ultimately, the haunting stories of America's national parks act as bridges between the tangible and the intangible, weaving together threads of history, culture, and imagination. They enrich the lives of employees by fostering a deeper connection to their workplaces, captivate visitors by offering glimpses into the extraordinary, and drive tourism by capitalizing on humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown. Whether viewed as genuine manifestations of the supernatural or cleverly crafted narratives, these tales underscore the power of storytelling to shape perception, inspire curiosity, and leave indelible marks on the collective consciousness. In doing so, they ensure that America's national parks remain not just sanctuaries of nature but also sanctuaries of wonder, testaments to the enduring allure of the haunted and the unforgettable. The enduring legacy of haunting mysteries in America's national parks. As we conclude our journey through the shadowy corridors of America's most haunted national parks, it becomes evident that their haunting mysteries are far more than mere spectral yarns or fleeting curiosities. These tales of lingering spirits, whispered warnings, and ghostly apparitions form the sinews that bind the park's storied past to their vibrant presence. They remind us that history is not a static relic but a living, breathing continuum, a tapestry woven with the threads of memory, emotion, and imagination. America's national parks stand as testaments to this enduring duality, places where the tangible meets the intangible, and where the spirits of those who came before continue to shape the world of today. The haunting legends of these parks serve as powerful conduits of remembrance, ensuring that the sacrifices, triumphs, and tragedies of their pasts are never forgotten. Each spectral encounter, whether rooted in fact or folklore, carries with it fragments of the human experience, love, loss, ambition, and resilience that transcend time and circumstance. These stories breathe life into the park's rugged terrains, transforming them into repositories of collective memory. They invite us to pause and reflect on the lives of those who walked these trails and gazed upon these vistas before us, urging us to honor their legacies by cherishing the traditions they forged and the lessons they imparted. Moreover, the haunting phenomena in America's national parks exemplify the profound intersection of history and the supernatural. They challenge us to consider the ways in which the past continues to resonate in the present, influencing not only our perceptions but also our actions and aspirations. The park's spectral inhabitants, whether real or imagined, embody the unresolved energies of bygone eras, serving as reminders of unfinished business and untold stories. In doing so, they compel us to confront the complexities of our shared history, acknowledging both its triumphs and its shadows. For those who dare to explore their haunted trails, America's national parks offer rare opportunities to engage with history on an intimate, visceral level. They are places where the boundaries between the seen and the unseen blur, where the whispers of the past mingle with the echoes of the present. Visitors leave not only with a deeper appreciation for nature's grandeur but also with a heightened awareness of the interconnectedness of all things, the living and the dead, the tangible and the ethereal, the known and the unknowable. This transformative experience underscores the park's roles as more than just preserves of wilderness. They are sanctuaries of reflection, keepers of secrets, and beacons of wonder. Ultimately, the haunting mysteries of America's national parks encapsulate the timeless allure of the supernatural. They remind us that the human spirit is inherently drawn to the unknown, seeking answers to questions that lie just beyond the reach of comprehension. Whether viewed through the lens of science, psychology, or faith, these stories affirm the enduring power of curiosity and the boundless potential of the human imagination. They inspire us to embrace the mysteries of the world around us, to cherish the stories that unite us, and to honor the legacies that guide us forward. So, as you step away from this exploration of the haunted pasts of America's national parks, carry with you the echoes of their spectral tales. Let them remind you that history is not confined to dusty archives or faded photographs. It lives on in the spaces we inhabit, the traditions we uphold, and the stories we share. And perhaps, the next time you stand beneath the towering sequoias of Yosemite or gaze across the misty battlefields of Gettysburg, you'll pause to acknowledge the unseen spirits who watch over these hallowed lands, ensuring that their stories, and ours, will never fade into oblivion. Your invitation to the mysterious world of America's haunted national parks. As we draw the curtain on this chilling exploration of the haunted legends of America's national parks, I invite you to take the next step into the shadows and immerse yourself in the eerie allure of these legendary landscapes. Whether you're a seasoned paranormal investigator, a history enthusiast, or simply someone intrigued by the supernatural, these protected spaces offer unparalleled opportunities to experience the intersection of the past and the paranormal firsthand. Now is the moment to turn curiosity into action and delve deeper into the mysteries that await within their storied terrains. For those eager to continue their journey, a wealth of resources awaits. Start by visiting the official websites of the national parks you wish to explore, where you can book guided tours tailored to suit a variety of interests. From standard historical tours that delve into the park's rich heritages to specialized ghost tours designed to uncover their spectral secrets, each excursion promises a unique and unforgettable experience. Be sure to check the schedule for seasonal events, particularly those held around Halloween, when the parks embrace their haunted reputations with themed activities and nighttime adventures. If you're looking to expand your knowledge beyond the park grounds, consider exploring books and documentaries dedicated to the subject of haunted places and American history. Titles like Haunted Hikes, Spine-Tingling Tales and Trails from North America's National Parks, by Bob and Barbara Fugate, and The Ghosts of Gettysburg, by Mark Nesby, provide fascinating insights into the cultural and historical contexts that shape stories like those of America's most haunted national parks. Additionally, podcasts such as Lore and Asterisk